You're listening to MMO News. I'm Chris.
I'm Rick.
This is Keith.
And we're coming back at you. We've been playing Lost Ark. This is the last episode for Lost Ark. And we'll make the next game announcement at the end of this podcast. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what we've been doing in game. How about you started off, Reaper? Or Rick, I'm sorry.
I jumped back in. I just did some more story quests. Progressed a little bit further. You need like a crap ton of XP to level up past 50, so I'm still level 50. Still haven't quite got to be able to do dailies yet, but they're buried pretty deep in the story there, I guess. So yeah, just progressed a little more through story.
Cool.
That's been about it, really.
All right, Keith.
I haven't made any more forward progress as far as moving through this linear path of the game, but I turned around and went back to the beginning and tried to look at some of the other stuff I had been skipping. Some of the hidden quests and some of the collecting. There's little seeds and stuff laying around you can collect, and so I've spent the last week just working on filling in gaps for things that I had skipped over before when I was in such a hurry.
Oh, cool. Cute. Me, I leveled from 15 or 16 to 18. Yeah! I'm further than any of y'all. Not. Life has had me lagging. Yep.
You're fired.
Yeah, I know. I'm the slowpoke of us.
You're off the podcast. That's it.
Well, this is my last podcast. That was the major announcement. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. At least I hope I'm kidding.
Oh, you're totally fired.
Okay. Anyways. All right. So we'll go to. Is there anything newsworthy about what I've been doing, just besides leveling? See, the storyline still got me, but doesn't have me totally because I've been playing more. I really have been trying to get on. It's just, man, I just keep getting busy doing other things. But yeah, I'm still learning some. And after you're not playing for a while, you try to get back to playing. Then you got to start remembering how to play again. And so that sucked really bad. So getting back into it after you haven't played in a while, wouldn't suggest it very much. I wouldn't suggest playing every day, but I would suggest playing at least every other day or 3 days. That way you don't forget what you're doing and how you're playing. You at least got to saw it out every day and get the bonuses. And I've been forgetting.
Yeah, and those should have just switched, actually. It should be different bonuses now.
Yeah, they did switch. When I signed on yesterday, it was a totally different day one bonus than what it was before.
Yeah, I think they rolled over on the 8th.
Yeah. So, okay, now the news. Lost Ark update to top issues March the 2nd. And I know it's the 15th, but we didn't do a podcast last week because real life issues came up. So, they did a crystalline aura fix. They did a weekly maintenance that took place on February 24th. They fixed the ongoing issues surrounding disappearing crystalline aura. This was one of the top reported issues over the last few weeks, and they're happy to let players know that is now resolved. Just be aware that sometimes the maintenance periods can take a few minutes or a few loading screens for crystalline aura and store items to display normally after logging in, so don't worry if it happens. The Europe West Crystalline Aura Attendance Event Reward plus Europe West March Login Rewards. They have opened the Europe West region. We put a special daily attendance login event in place to help players progress. So that's good for them. Matchmaking issues. While they put some changes in place to help improve the unstable matchmaking that occurs in the Europe Central region, it's clear that these efforts have not been impactful enough to make a major difference. The team is still working on a long-term fix for the problem and want players to know that is a top priority for the team. They've identified a possible fix that's currently in testing, and they will share an ETA as soon as possible. Guardian Raid and Abyss Dungeon difficulty. They recently said that they'll be adjusting the difficulty of some of the T1 and T2 content in order to make it a bit easier for players. It was met with mixed feedback, so they wanted to provide insight as to why these changes are being made. And as a refresher, here are the raids and dungeons that will be adjusted. They will have a breakdown of the changes in this week's patch notes. So the Guardian raid is Virtus, Necrosina, Flame, Fox, Yoho, Titalos, Achades, and Alberhastic. And I'm chopping names. Probably.
Yes, you are.
Chopping or blending?
Yeah, I'm screwing them all up. I'm not known for, pronouncing names.
He's not known
good.
for English.
I keep mispronouncing Rick as a Reaper for some reason.
Yeah, you take 4 letters and turn it into 6 somehow.
Yeah.
I have no idea how.
Now, in Abyss Dungeon, Necromancer's Origin, Hall of the Twisted Warlord, Hildebrand Palace, and Sea of Indolence. Now, these adjustments are based off a collection of data and feedback, including game data, that showed very low success rates for participants, with some raids and dungeons completed by less than 10% of players. They understand that people can practice and improve at the game over time, but for early game content in particular, they want to ensure that new players, I'm blending words together, so I apologize, are having fun learning and advancing instead of getting frustrated and giving up. Looking forward, this change is not an indicator that all future content will be made easier. They know that much of the appeal of T3 and late game content is its unique and challenging mechanics, and we do not want to drastically alter this core experience. As Lost Ark is a live game, collecting feedback and making updates is an active process and always will be. While tweaks may happen based on the feedbacks and data, they will always be open to revisiting any hot topics or changes, especially as the game and their player base continue to grow over time. So, what they're saying is they just made it easier because a lot of players weren't completing some of the stuff and getting frustrated and quitting. So
it seems like people aren't used to doing progression stuff.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. People just want to rush, and get it done, I guess. And maybe keep getting better, but if they can't rush and complete something, then they give up. So
it sounds like there's more people out there that are thinking that way than feeling the way that I was, where I just felt like it was all too easy anyway, and I was getting frustrated because of that.
Yeah, well, I like
we come from World of Warcraft, and World of Warcraft is much harder than that game. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
Maybe not retail Warcraft, but definitely.
Yeah, retail's too easy to get.
It's about finding balance,
Yeah.
Yeah, you just got to find a nice mix. And if main game is too easy, and dungeons are too hard, you just got to kind of kick one up a notch, knock one down a little bit.
I do like to escape for a while and get on this game and melt stuff. That is pretty nice. Of course, every once in a while in WoW, I go back to the lower end stuff and melt stuff anyways. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want.
Update to gold sellers spamming bots. Now, they're just saying that they're constantly adjusting tools, improving chat filters, and acting on reports to ban gold sellers and bots from the game at a rapid rate. In fact, spammers last an average of less than 10 minutes in-game before getting banned. However, it's clear that there are more actions that they can take place to put a stop to this problem. One of the big problems is is free to play, so they just make a new account, make a new account, make a new account, make a new account. So I don't know what they're doing about that. Now players' reports are instrumental in helping them ban spammers and bots. Submit a report in-game by holding control and clicking on a player name in the chat window. Be sure to select the suspected scamming/cash transaction or suspected use of illegal programs, bots, option from the drop-down menu, as it will aid their support team in taking swift action. So if you see one, try to report it. They talked about stuff regarding future downtimes, just warning them and letting them know about them. Ongoing store issues and missing product inventory items. They're just letting people know that they're working on it. Europe Central server queues. They were talking about how they addressed that. Now, I will move on to weekly update March the 3rd. Now, they had a downtime and they talked about how long that was going to be. They talked about their balance updates. For like the Abyssal Judges, the Ancient Elveria, Necromancer's Origin, improved players' forgiveness during the Orb phase when trying to defeat Sigmund during Stage 2 of Necromancer's Origin. Improved the visual effect of Sigmund's color wave to make it more clear to players. Now, have you done the Necromancer's Origin? Or Ancient Elveria?
I don't think I have.
No, that's way further up, I think.
Oh, really? Phantom Palace, Hall of the Twisted Warlord, made a change to the Phantom Legion King attack pattern and Phantom Cut debuff stacked as applied to the character. Updated the Phantom Legion King Illusion Sword summon attack pattern. As the sword follows the players, if a player receives 2 stacks, they will incur damage, and upon reaching 3 stacks, they will die. Ooh, okay. The Hildebrandt Palace. Decrease the amount of damage required for the stagger phase when Ephirnia appears in Stage 3 of Hildebrandt Palace. Increase the phantom energy effect range from the meteor mechanic during Stage 3. Change the attack shape of the second meteor mechanic from a circle to a front attack during Stage 3. The Gate of Paradise, the Sea of Indolence. Increase the warning time for the Omen attack in Stage 2 of Sea of Indolence. Changed Indolence, Sentinel Cave's attack from a swipe mechanic to a high damage attack in Stage 2 of Sea of Indolence. And then Guardian Raids. Burnus removed the stun debuff that was applied when players were hit by the tail swing attack. Decrease the damage dealt by several attacks, the jumping out of the ice, grabbing a player, breathing ice fire. Necrocina. Decrease the damage dealt by several attacks, the tail attack after thumping the ground with tail, jumping out of the ground, and lightning projectiles. Flame for Yoho. Reduce the duration of Flame Fox Yoho's flame ground attack. Decreased Flame Fox Yoho's HP. Reduce the effect of the Burning Soul ability. Decrease the damage dealt by several attacks, which is throwing Foxfires, jump forward and claw attacks, jump upward and claw attacks. And then Tetalos. Decrease the duration of Tetalos' Circle of Spalling Rock attack. Change Tetalos' attack that collects sand energy, explodes from a light mechanic to a high damage attack. And decrease the damage dealt by Tetalos' Earth explosion attacks. Then Acades. Modified Guardian Acades summon statue pattern to always summon 4 Guardian statues. Decrease the damage required to apply weak point to Acades. To keep Acades challenging in trial Guardian raids, Datacalor will not have these changes, but more on that in a future update. Lava Chromanium. Decrease the damage dealt by the lava eruption attack used by lava Chromanium when becoming Berserk. Levalos. Decrease the damage required to apply weak point to Levalos. Now, weak point is a mechanic which requires players to break a part of the enemy, such as shields, shells, wings, etc., or target a specific area with abilities and battle items marked with the destruction keyword. The Alberhastic. Reduced Alberhastic beneficial effect that was granted when obtaining the Heat Orb, and changed the white mechanics to a high damage attack.
For the general updates and bug fixes for the update of March the 3rd, they fixed an issue that caused battle effects display include buff effects of party members. I don't know. Oh, I see. Setting to not show some debuffs affecting party members. So that's good. So the healers or other classes would be able to deal with that properly. Fixed an issue that caused the top left in-game clock to show the wrong time zone due to daylight saving time.
Oh, yeah.
Why would they do that on... How? Oh, all right. I don't know how they would have fixed that before daylight savings time started, but... Right.
I don't know either, but okay. Unless it was in testing or something.
Maybe. Added an update to prevent players from being booted out of the server while logging in. I don't think that ever happened to me.
Yeah, it never happened to me either.
It sounds like it's just like a server crash sort of thing. Might have fixed to help improve matchmaking issues. So hopefully that makes life a little bit easier when you're trying to pair up for these dungeons.
Yeah.
Fixed an issue preventing an object being interactable during Nineveh's Aura of Chaos. Don't think I did that quest, so I don't know what that is. Abyss fixed an issue where the Abyss Trader was missing in Rothen.
Oh, yeah. That'd be bad.
Fixed an issue where weekly battle item bundles stated it could be claimed 10 times. Holy. Jeez, I wish I would have known about that.
I think I came across that and I was like, why do I keep doing this? I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, right. Then added a chat filter for players to select specific languages. So what was happening was, while you were in an area, you'd be running along, and then all of a sudden you would just see like Chinese or Japanese or
I did see that. Yeah.
Arabic or something. Like you would see something you couldn't understand. So they've made it so that when you're in an area, you will just see chat pertaining to your selected language. So it's good, but at the same time, you're now being limited to somebody looking for a group or something, rather than putting in like a translator or something. That would be better for finding new groups and stuff. So that is that for the general updates and bug fixes. So they've added in some other stuff like the Argos Abyss raid.
Yay. Can't wait for that. Woo.
So there's some item levels. So for phase 1, it's looking like you need like an item level of 1370, so that's pretty high up there. All the way up to phase 3 being at 1400. So like it's not a huge jump in what your gear scores should be, but that's a lot of work you got to put into be able to successfully do some of this. Season 1 for competitive proving grounds has kicked in, or is kicking in. Let's see. Like other content in the March update, the initial March update will lay the initial groundwork for Season 1, and Season will begin later in the month. So mid-month, probably.
So probably around now.
Yeah, so that's just basically PvP. Almost looks like a free-for-all sort of thing. Just kill each other till you win. They've got some new skins, new login bonuses as of the 8th, as we mentioned earlier. This one has 25 daily rewards, and they'll be available until the April update. Now there's a couple bug fixes that they did, or that will be coming. Oh, no, it looks like they actually just straight up fixed them with this update, so it's good.
Oh, that's good.
So they fixed a problem with DirectX 11, causing the game client to become unresponsive when switching from windowed to full screen or alt-tabbing. Now, that some of us, I know I'm bad for it as well. I alt-tab all the time. You know, pulling up music or pulling up a browser for a stream or something like that. Always alt-tabbing, so that's good that they fixed that. I have had it crash on me a couple times doing it. Fixed a graphical error where the restore default button would set the graphical settings to a higher than intended default setting. That's kind of crazy, just maximizing it. Oh, there's controller support. That's neat.
Yeah. Because some players rather play with a controller than a keyboard, which I think they're crazy. But
I mean, for some games, controllers are way, especially one like this where you have keys all over the place, right?
Yeah. I like them.
And a game like this where you have a limited number of abilities anyway, it works out pretty well, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, like you have your 4 main keys of QW or whatever, right? Well, that would just make it so that it would be like L1, R1, R2, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Or maybe just push a button or X square triangle circle, push R1, X square triangle circle for your next set.
Yeah, I played a game a while back. I don't remember what it was, but that's how it worked. You'd have your X square triangle circle, and then if you held one of the trigger keys, it would give you a different option for those same buttons. So you could have, 4 buttons. So you'd have 20 different options for skills or abilities you could use. So
yeah, and they're pretty cool. It's a neat way to map out things. It definitely makes navigating your keyboard really easy, especially if you're like me and you misplace your fingers on the keyboard all the bloody time.
Yeah. And
you end up, killing yourself. So that's pretty good.
Hey, you want to let Keith finish that one out?
Sure, if he wants to.
No, I don't even know where you're at.
Well, all right.
You got it.
So they fixed an issue where it was not possible to unequip gems when using a controller.
Oh, yeah. That'd be nice.
I don't know what would cause that, so that would be a bit of a pain. Fixed an issue in character creation, customization, causing the hello tattoo to display backwards.
Okay.
Ole?
Yeah.
Hola!
Ole, 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 ole. Sorry. Go ahead.
Fixed an issue with
want to go get a backwards hello tattoo.
Make sure you get a soccer ball or something with it, just so that they know how to pronounce the word.
Yeah.
You think I won't?
I know you will.
Fixed an issue with Stronghold's manner management UI, causing the AZERTY keyboard input was not properly supported. The hell's AZERTY keyboard?
I don't know.
Like the keyboard that we use typically is a QWERTY keyboard, KWERTY. There's some keyboards that have different key layouts.
Oh,
that's just weird.
Yeah.
Fixed an issue where the wrong guide video for the Abyssal Dungeon was being played.
Oh, yeah. That would be good.
It wasn't playing something off of Pornhub, was it?
It might have
Damn it,
been.
I missed it. I missed it.
That'd be
Yeah.
embarrassing.
Round Jeremy up on the raid guide.
Why is Rick walking into the screen? Whoa!
Excuse me, man. It looks like your raid's pipes are leaking.
Anyways, go ahead.
Fixed issues causing players to sometimes be unable to hear others speak or leave while in raid group chat. That's why you just use Discord. Avoid that problem altogether.
Absolutely.
Fixed an issue causing hotkey functionality for global chat to not work properly. Again, you don't use in-game voice chat because it never works properly. Ever.
Any game.
Remember when WoW brought in in-game voice chat?
Well, they still got
And
it.
it was the laggiest piece of
when
junk
it first came out,
that existed.
It was. Oh my god, it was horrible.
Yeah, it was like, I think it was like when Vent was kind of on its way out, and or TeamSpeak, one of the two, and they're like, oh well, hey, why don't we just put
Vent was still going strong when it came out. They were attempting to knock them out, I think.
Yeah, it was just so bad.
Whatever happened to Vent? They just went bye-bye one day, or what?
I don't know. I think it became like all paid servers or something. So it kind of limited who could use it because a lot of people weren't.
I remember I had to
using
pay for
paid servers.
mine. I had one for the guild, and I had to pay for it. That's all I remember. I had a 50 channel.
Yeah, we had a free Vent server.
I never found a free Vent server unless it was like 5-person or something like that.
Well, my guild back then wasn't super huge. It was just a group of buddies. Like 6 or 7 of us, and then a couple little randos we picked up along the way. So,
yeah, cool. All right, go ahead.
Fixed an issue where the weekly battle item bundle stated it can be played 10 times. Yeah.
So they fixed it.
Already
Okay.
read that. Yep. Change it to reflect a
Well, it
purchase
says
once a week.
They said they previously communicated the issue as fixed in our last update. They continue to work on resolving it. Apologize for any confusion between the updates.
Yeah. Fixed an issue in the training room causing the tutorial text for the stand-up movement to disappear too quickly.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember that being in the tutorial text.
Yeah. Me neither.
All right. That might be for when you get knocked down.
Probably.
When you hit spacebar, your dodge button, and it pops you back up, but it has like a 30-second cooldown or something.
Yeah, I bet that's what it's talking about.
Fixed an issue in the Honest Liar quest preventing players from using mouse clicks to advance quest interactions, and NPC dialogue. I've been hanging around with Chris too long, starting to not English.
Yep, I'm rubbing off on you.
Fixed an issue causing the Nodos Orca ship skin selection. Just God, that's a lot of words. To be limited to 1 purchase instead of 3. Fixed an issue causing the Stronghold Lab UI to not display additional research slots when unlocked, and fixed various other minor and back-end issues. So, yeah, it's mostly just a lot of little minor fixes, nothing too huge. Other than, like they're crashing during alt-tabbing and stuff. Other than that, doesn't seem to be too big.
All right, well, that looks like it for the news. Do y'all have any last-minute tips for playing the game? From all your experience playing the game the last 4 or 5 weeks, however long it's been.
I actually did forget to mention at the beginning when you asked what we had been doing. I had actually gone and made another character because, as you know, I am the DPS master
Yeah.
this podcast. So I made a caster class, and they've got some pretty cool abilities, but they are slow. Very, very slow. And probably gonna die a lot.
Yeah, I played a caster mage up to 10, and she was melting stuff pretty good, but I only got into 10. So.
They do have some really cool abilities that can take out huge groups of enemies really fast, but it's being able to get those attacks off before things start hitting you and you're having to, run away.
Is it a cast time thing? Like they have long
There are some that have cast times, or they're what is it? Channeled abilities.
Okay.
But yeah, and obviously you're going to be burning through mana and stuff like that. But yeah, they've got some pretty cool attacks. They are fun. They're very flashy. If you're into the whole flashiness of combat when you're fighting things. But yeah, I do see them probably requiring some groups for sure later on to do different things because they will just get beat up and probably slaughtered. But yeah, I don't know. That's basically all I forgot to talk about at the beginning.
All right. So, last minute tips, anybody?
Go ahead.
I think biggest one, because I did start to get burnt out on this game. Don't throw 50 hours into it in a week. It's just not good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun, and I mean the story is great, but yeah, you will get burnt out on it if you put that much time in it. That's all I got. Take breaks. Take a day in between days that you play or something, unless you log on for the reward. But yeah.
Okay. Keith?
Mine was gonna be fairly similar. I was just gonna say, like, you gotta take your time to really enjoy this game. Like, if you're just trying to rush through it, I didn't enjoy it nearly as much as when I took the time to go back and do some of the other stuff. So if you get hyper focused on just blazing through quests, it seems like it's a very simple and kind of boring game. But if you take your time and do all the extra stuff, it adds a lot to the game and it makes it a little more enjoyable, I thought.
And don't take your time like me and play like once a week.
Once a month.
Once a week for like an hour. Or two if you keep walking away from the... Yeah. So, alright. The next game that we're going to play is... Rick?
I think we agreed on Star Wars: The Old Republic. Now it's an older MMORPG,
but
a couple years old.
We also revisit older ones, so
yeah. I mean, we're the MMO noobs, not the MMO new game people.
Yeah, not new noobs.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna be playing Star Wars: The Old Republic. So we'll probably get some time in. I don't know when you guys want to start on this.
Well, as soon as I get my account back unlocked. Now I've got.
Keith has to get it installed. It's not a huge install. I just installed it while we were doing podcasts. So.
All right. I have an issue where I is pretty sure it's my phone or the app. I got my account back, and I put my phone for the key, whatever.
Like the two-factor authentication?
Yeah, the authenticator, yes. And apparently either my phone or they have an issue with the app where it resets itself. And so I can't just fix it, I had to call them to unlock it, and then I got to reset it up. So I did that, and I reset it up, and apparently it was an issue with my phone or their app, because a couple days later I went to sign on, it did it again. And I just haven't done it, fixed it since then. So I guess I'll call and do that. I'll probably do it tomorrow, but and then hopefully you'll find me streaming here pretty soon on it, because who doesn't like to play a Jedi?
Is that what we're going with, is Jedis?
Oh, you don't have to. I think
we need to go through and check everything out.
I think there is a Jedi class that is a take. There are Jedi classes that are melee and range DPS, I think. I think it's actually it does both, and then they also have like non-Jedis that are takes and healers and stuff like that. So, choose what you want to. I'm going to play a Jedi. I want to tell you that right now, because I like to play a Jedi. And I think like the guy oh man, my mind is gone tonight. The Imperial Force, the gunners, I think some of them are tanks stuff too.
Yeah, I'm actually just gonna load up right now and just check, see what's what.
I've never played, so you guys are speaking a foreign language to me.
And so, like the what Han Solo was.
I mean, I know what a Jedi is.
They are range because they shoot guns, and that's a pretty awesome class. I played a little bit of each one, but I really haven't played it high level. And I might be getting into this a little bit more. I don't know. We'll have to see that. I know I got something going on this weekend probably. So
they did do, or they put in some really good effort on this game.
Yeah, it started off kind of pretty big. A lot of people are playing it, but they kind of petered out, and some people have been coming back because they do updates and everything else. They're doing stuff to make the game better. They went from a paying platform, now it's a free-to-play platform. You get perks if you're paying to play.
Actually, there's two things. There is the free-to-play, absolutely, completely, 110,000% free.
Yeah.
Then there is the paid subscription that gives you a couple extra perks. Now, after you've paid once, you get like another perk. What's it called? Like a grandfather perk or something like that, where you maintain some of your sub perks for the game.
Oh, yeah. Now, I know I've got the founder title because I played it when it first came out, and I got a bunch of pets and everything else from when it first came out, so yeah. I got some mounts. Because as the years went on, every once in a while they would throw out a code, and those codes would give you skins and gear. I'm not sure about skins, but I know they would give you mounts. That's how I got a couple of my mounts, because of those codes. I think I got skins from getting... Oh, it says you're now playing Star Wars. A couple of the skins I got from the cartel coins, which was a perk from being paying to play. So it's pretty cool. If you got cartel coins, you could get a bunch of stuff with that. So, but I don't want to give too much away till next week. Does anybody got anything else they want to say before they leave?
No, I think that's everything for me.
Keith, anything?
No, I'm good. Lost Ark was fun. I'm excited to move on, try something new.
Yeah, I might play it once or twice between, if I'm just bored. But
oh yeah, that was one thing I was gonna like. My final opinion of that game. Like, it's one that I'm going to keep around. Yeah. Because I did enjoy playing it. Like when we played New World,
Now probably,
that game's gone. I'm not playing that
I'm
anymore.
probably deleting that one too. Yeah.
But I'll keep Lost Ark around and fiddle around with it every once in a while because it was a fun game to play.
All right. Until next week, have fun playing the game.
Play the hell out of it.
Deuces.
Man, you really got to get something better. We're moving on to our third game.
Oh, no, I'm sticking with that till the end. Till this train falls off the track.
If you would like to reach the show, you can email us at mmonoobspodcast@gmail.com.